Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing something pretty fun. My husband gave me the great idea of why not recreate the look that he tried to do on myself whenever we filmed the husband does my makeup challenge. If you haven't watched that video, I will go ahead and have it linked above so that you can go ahead and check it out. I thought that would be a pretty clever idea, so I went ahead and used all of the stuff that he used in that video and I applied it on my own terms. I pretty much just recreated his look as to how I would personally do it. So if you guys would like to know what were some of the things that I changed from his look, then please keep on watching. Also, if you haven't done so already, please remember to subscribe to my channel before you go if you like what you see, and let's get right to it. So I do want to just first of all say that my husband did do a very good job whenever he did my makeup. I was very impressed to really just see him in that atmosphere. I think he does know me pretty well, and I can tell that he has actually been watching my videos, so that makes me very happy. To start off, I'm going to just go ahead and start doing my brows. He did use my brow definer pencil and he also used the brow pomade, but he wasn't really a big fan of the brow pomade, so he just switched over to the brow definer from Anastasia. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this today to outline my brows and just fill them in as well. And my brows actually have been a little bit crazy because I was due for a brow threading, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon, as I can see. So I don't know, I'm just gonna have to do the best of the brows that I have right now. I really don't want to go in with my tweezers because I know that's just calling for a disaster. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. Okay, and this is how the eyebrows are looking so far. So my husband did use as primer. I wouldn't technically use it as primer. I usually use it as like a hydrator or moisturizer before I apply my makeup, but I'm gonna give it to him because he did use it as I use it. I use it before I apply my makeup and just all of my face products. So he did go in with this all day hydrator from Sephora. So I am going to use it today and we're gonna use it as a primer, which shouldn't be that bad because I know that that day my makeup actually wore nicely. I didn't have any issues. So I actually did wear my makeup out. I don't remember where we went, but I do know we went out somewhere and I did take my full beat that he made me out in the public. And oh, I remember where we went. We went to get a pizza. So yeah, I did go out in public and I embraced his makeup masterpiece. So yeah, that's a little update on that day. That was of course prior to this whole quarantine stuff that we're experiencing. And let me just take a sip of this water here. I've just been really thirsty, like I just crave water. Fun fact, I do drink a lot of water. Water is like my favorite thing to drink. I'm not a big soft drink person or tea person. I like water. Like I just really like water. Lately I've been just adding a frozen piece of lemon to my water, like lemon water I guess, and it's actually been really refreshing. So yeah, I usually just cut up the lemon in fours and I just bag them in a Ziploc and I throw them in the freezer. And yeah, every time that I'm gonna drink water, I just grab one that's already frozen. I pop it in my water, and if your water is room temperature, then it'll just make it a little bit cooler. That is one of the little things that I have been doing. Okay, now I am gonna jump into cleaning my brows. I am gonna use the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. He did use this as well. So pretty much all these products that I am gonna mention, he used them on me on that video that we made. I will link it above if you have not watched it already so that you can take a look. It is pretty hilarious. I had so much fun filming that video with him. I think it was just a really cool bonding experience. I'm just gonna be using this BH Cosmetics brush. It's a flat concealer brush. gonna go ahead and just apply a little bit of concealer to my eyelid because I'm gonna use it to set it. And with this Real Techniques face sponge, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out the concealer on my eyelid, as well as the one that I applied around my eyebrow to clean it up. Moving on, we're gonna go and just set the eyelid. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. HD powder. This is the soft luminance one, so this one is not matte. This one actually has like little specks of shimmer, but they're not super big and they're just really like hidden. And this will just really help us with any creasing that happened when we applied the concealer. And it'll also help us to mattify the area so that our eyeshadow can go in a lot smoother. Now I'm gonna jump into the actual eye look. So he did apply some eye tapes because he wanted to get a really crisp line on the edge of my eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing, and I'm just gonna apply some eye tapes. So for the eyeshadow, he was a little bit like all over the place, but we're gonna try and make it work. So he did use, to do the eye look, the Bare Necessities palette from ColourPop. So I am gonna use the same shades that he used off of this palette, but I am gonna use them on a different order, just how I would personally do my eyeshadow. He was a little bit all over the place, but I give him props. The eyeshadow that he created was definitely not bad. Just maybe the steps were a little bit out of order as to how I would do it. So that's what we're gonna just improve a little bit, because the whole purpose of this video is to see how I would personally do it, just based on the choices that he had. So yeah, and definitely the shades that he used are not common shades that I would personally go towards to. So yeah, I give him that because he is having me step out of my comfort zone, and we're gonna use some shades here that I'm not very happy about, but we're gonna make the best of it and see how it comes out. So I'm just going back to that video and I can't help but like just laugh because he was definitely all over the place. He added dark shades, then he went in to add light shades and dark again, and it was just a whole mess. But okay, I give him props, like he's so sweet. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with the first shade that he used, and it was this one right here. So I'm gonna add that to my crease and my lid area, and we're gonna see how it goes for us. So I just took some on this brush right here. It's just like a fluffy detailing brush, and I'm gonna tap off some of the excess, and I'm just gonna pretty much add this shade to my crease area. I'm just gonna start off here on the end, just tapping motions, and then I am going to start swiping here on the crease so that I can really just incorporate it in that area very lightly, because I don't want it to really be that dark, because I am gonna use black eyeshadow today, so prepare yourselves. So I did go ahead and just add the shade to both of my crease areas. It's not super dark. I did leave it a little bit light because it is a super pigmented shadow. So I did go in with a light hand. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the shimmers that he used off of this palette. He did combine this shade right here with this one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and combine these two as well. And I am going to incorporate those to the inner part of my lid. To do that, I am gonna use this packing brush, the E4 brush from ColourPop. And I'm just gonna take both shades from the palette and I'm gonna mix them, and I'm going to apply it to my inner corner first. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna take those both shades on my brush, and I'm just gonna spray it with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus so that we can intensify the shimmers. You can and this is how it's looking so far. Now for the moment of truth, I am gonna go ahead and add the black shade that I very specifically told him to stay away from, but that he just couldn't help himself. So I am gonna use it as well here today. With black eyeshadows, I really try to stay away from because I still don't feel very comfortable using them. I know that black eyeshadow can really get out of hand, but for today's video, I am gonna incorporate a black eyeshadow to the look and we'll just see how it goes. With this shade, I am really just gonna concentrate it on the outer corners of my eye so that I can really smoke that out and just make it very dark. I am gonna take a small brush. I'm gonna use this Y20 brush and I'm going to just tap very lightly on that black shade, and I'm gonna tap off some of the excess and I'm going to apply it to the outer corner of my eye, just very lightly. I'm not gonna really spread it a lot. I'm just really gonna concentrate it in the outer corner. And I'm just pretty much gonna do like a swiping motion from the bottom up. Okay, just like this. I didn't go really crazy with that black eyeshadow. I pretty much just concentrated it at the outer corners of my eye to really just deepen up that area. Now I'm just gonna go back to that brush that I first used with that first brown shade, and I'm gonna go in and take just a little bit more, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna be running it pretty much through the crease area so that I can blend out the edges. We're ready now to apply foundation. So today for foundation, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation. This one is in the shade Almond. And I'm just going to pump a couple pumps here on my face. With my Y6 brush, I am gonna go ahead and just blend and buff this foundation in. For concealer today, I am going to use my e.l.f. concealer. I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal the areas here on my face. And I'm gonna blend all of this out with my Real Technique sponge. To set all of these areas where I have applied my concealer, I'm going to just jump into the e.l.f. HD powder, and I'm going to take some with my Real Technique sponge. Remember, whenever you are using translucent powder or just any powder and you're going to use it to set concealer areas, make sure that you are pressing very deeply into the skin so that it can go ahead and just avoid creasing. I found that this is very helpful to me, so incorporating it every time that you do it, you'll start seeing the difference right away. So I can't wait to get into the bronzing because I am definitely looking a little bit too pale. So let's go ahead and jump into the bronzing now. I'm just going to be using this Anastasia contouring palette. And I'm going to be taking my Y5 brush to go ahead and just, I'm going to mix these two shades right here. And I'm going to use those to contour. I'm also going to take my e.l.f. blending brush and I'm going to take a little bit of this center shade right here. And I'm just going to run it down my nose and a little bit over here on the tip of my nose as well. I'm going to clean up the contour that I did on my cheeks, and I'm going to just take a little bit of that translucent powder onto my sponge, and I'm going to run it down my cheek to go ahead and clean the contour, and a little bit down my nose as well. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my eyes now, and I'm just gonna go in and apply a quick coat of mascara. Today I'm gonna be using my Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. To finish off my bottom lashes, I'm just gonna go in with the first shade that I used from the palette. I'm gonna take it on a Y21 brush, and I'm just going to drag it all under my lower lash line. I'm also just gonna pop on some lashes. I'm gonna be using today the Kiss Pompadour lashes. So I did have them prepping, so I'm just gonna pop them on now. Gonna go ahead and go into some blush. Today I'm gonna be using the blush Radiant Kit from Anastasia, and I'm just gonna use this shade right here. I'm going to be applying it with a Y4 brush from MORPHE. Quick update, I found my favorite brush that I couldn't find last video. I don't know why it was in my makeup bin. I probably put it there by accident, but I found it. So this is my all-time favorite powder brush. This is the F18 ColourPop brush. So I'm gonna just use this one to get rid of the extra powder that we have going on the face. I'm gonna jump into setting my eyebrows. Today I'm gonna be using my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This one is in the shade Espresso. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this to set and lock in my brows. I feel like I'm like my husband in this video. I feel like I'm all over the place, but I feel like the initial video of this was like that, so it just had to kind of like go on into this one as well, because I feel like I'm all over the place. But okay, we're almost done, so that's a good thing. Okay, so before I forget, there was one last shade that my husband did use on his video, and he actually used it for a good thing. He knows what he was doing with that shade. He used it to highlight the inner corner of my eyes, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it today for that same reason as well. I'm just gonna go in with this SHOPMISSA E139 brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade right here, and I'm going to use that to highlight my inner corner of my eye and also my brow bone. So for the lip product, this one I did think kind of missed the whole mark. One of my friends actually said that he had given me a 2004 Nicki Minaj lip color, and I couldn't agree more with her. So for a lip, because we do want this to be a successful recreation, I am gonna use one of the shades that he used, but I'm actually gonna mix it with a different one so that we don't get that same Nicki Minaj lip. We need to leave that where it was back in 2004, so we don't need to bring it to 2020. I am gonna go ahead and outline my lips with this liquid lipstick in the shade Ashton. And I am gonna add one of the shades that he added. It's gonna be this stripped color. I'm just gonna add this to the center of my lips. Now to finalize the look, I'm just gonna go ahead and lock all of the makeup in place, and I'm gonna be using for that my MAC Fix Plus. This is the completed look, guys. I'm actually very pleased to see how this turned out. To be honest, I was a little bit scared of just jumping into that black eyeshadow, but I'm actually very happy that I did, because it did really just bring the look together. Something that I definitely would not do on my own. So I thank my husband for having me step out of my comfort zone and just giving me this vision that he had. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. It was great hanging out with you again today. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe and healthy. Please remember to be kind to one another and stay scrumptious. Bye guys.